Good afternoon everyone, hope you're all well. Thank you for joining me in studio today. Exciting times. Did you all see Carly? Whew, what a show. Weren't her demos incredible? If you did get the collection, congratulations. I have a few on my wish list, those textured backgrounds, and I've got my eye on a few and I need to catch you when I get a second. So well done Carly, we did watch and I hope you managed to get the things that you loved. So for those of you that are watching, my name is Tony Derrick and I'm a guest presenter over on Create and Craft like Carly and so many others, and we love to just play with everything. We just love to play and enjoy and, you know, take a little bit of time out, as do you lovely ladies and gents at home. So many of you on today. So if you are watching on YouTube, don't forget to click the subscribe button. There is a little HD button as well, which does help sometimes with the viewing experience, so check that one out. And there is also a bell as well, which gives you all the notifications when we are live, which is pretty much or nearly every day. The current circumstances are a little bit higgledy-piggledy, people zooming in and things like that, but hopefully you're going to get some inspiration from Stamps by Me, whether it be from the studio or from our website with the downloads and things like that. So welcome everybody, welcome to the Stamps by Me family. You're going to be able to get some good stuff from us here. If you do like the products, that's brilliant, you can buy them. All you need to do is pop FBL into the search engine on our website and it brings up all the products that we've played with in the past and new and present. But if you don't have any of the products, please don't switch off. The channel is more for the inspiration and you may have something in your stash that's going to work alongside everything else you have from other fabulous brands. So what we're going to do today is we're going to start Fresh Craft Academy. So for those of you that did Craft Academy before, you will have experienced how it works. So basically we've just recently launched 10 stamps and 10 stencils, and I know a lot of you have purchased the ones that you really love and are sat back with a nice cup of tea ready to go when we get to those specific products. But in today's studio we're going to use two of the lovely new products, and I am aiming to go live pretty much every day, TV permitting. I will not be live tomorrow though, I'm at Create and Craft on a 4-day deal. But if I'm not at TV, I aim to be live every single day using the brand new products. And that's to help me and you at home with getting through what is quite a difficult time. So I do encourage you all to stay in communication with each other, stay chatty, you know, show your makes, speak to one another, and just that little bit of encouragement for somebody who might be on their own at home. Okay, we are thinking about you, and if you are at home and on your own and you do need to speak to somebody, just message somebody from the Eureka fan page. Somebody will chat to you. If it's not them, it'll be me. If it's not me, it'll be somebody else. We're all here for each other, and then hopefully next year we'll come back fighting fit and have a celebratory party of some form. We might launch a limited edition charity something or other to say, hey, we did it. Something like that. We love to do that, don't we? So hello, Michaela, Marilyn, Maxine, Enid, Anne, Carol, Ruth, Pat Pepper, Roseanne. Lots of you. Avril. That's a lovely name, Avril. Hi Enid. Lots of you on today, so shall we just enjoy ourselves and have a lovely crafty hour or so? I do have to be finished for 4 o'clock because it's my son's parents' evening, so I've got to see what the teacher's got to say about the wee boy. Hopefully it's all good. So we've got some lovely time to spend together today. So the two products that I'm going to be using in studio today are the lovely, let's just show you, it's just easier. So if you haven't got any of the products and you're thinking, do you know what, I really like those products, I'd like to buy them, you can go back and buy them. I will just give you the heads up though, a lot of the stamps and stencils, we've only got a handful left of each. You've all bought them ahead of time, which is brilliant. But if you're sitting back and waiting for the inspiration, that's also okay, but we don't restock them once they're sold. So I would not hate to disappoint, so please grab the ones that you like. But as always, we don't, you know, encourage overspending and things like that. But if you do like them, I do encourage you to get them as soon as you can. So I know a lot of you have this one. So we have this special day one with the lovely lady and gent there. Look at that, absolutely beautiful, beautiful stamp. And we did this at a super affordable price, and I feel like this was one of the best designs from the collection, and we did this the super cheapest. So if you have never come across Stamps by Me and you are wanting to get involved, we made it as cheap as possible so you could get involved. I'll just show you the back of it there as well, because sometimes the packaging doesn't really give you a true sense of the size. So it's still a good size, guys. Not quite A5, more A6, but you know, for £5, which I think it was, it's an incredible price. So I'm going to be using this one, and I'm also going to be using the 2 stencils. These 2 here. So we have the lovely design flourish here, which fits perfectly with the gown of the lady, and then we have the lovely ABC with the letters on there too. So we're going to be using these ones in today's studio. I will always try and let you know which ones are going to be in next studio, okay? So if I'm organised, which I am pretty much organised, you will see Dean on TV giving me grief saying organised, she's organised. I am organised, and if I am organised I will show you. So I'll show you today what's going to be in the next one. And what we aim to do over the course of the Craft Academy is we aim to get through them all. Whether it be using 2 stamps in a show or a stamp and a stencil, something like that. And then when we get to the end and we've exhausted all of them, we're going to mix them all up and show you how this works with that and that works with this, and just have some fun with them. So stepping out of the box. So I hope that's okay, everyone. It looks like, as most of you received this stamp then, I thought that you might be buying this one. It is a beautiful one. And it's stepping out of my comfort zone as well. It's not particularly me. But, you know, Academy is about, you know, encouraging you to try new things. So let's do it. So we're going to do 2 cards if we've got time. And they're I'm going to try and get them to coordinate. So 2 card themes, but one's going to be an 8x8, which is this one. And we're going to do a pretty DL as well, to go with the lovely stencils as well. So you can see here, look. So first of all, shall we do the 8x8 first? Don't have anything like this in your stash. Oh, well, that's good, isn't it? So if you've got something new, and it will incorporate in with all your other good stuff too. So first of all, I have this 8x8 card here, and I have a piece of white card as well, which is far, far smaller. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the stamp of this lovely lady and gentleman. Stop, I'm not mentioning the box. Sandra, you are so naughty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this stamp to create a background as well, okay? So I'm just going to, for my background, I am going to use an acrylic block, okay? My acrylic block's not quite big enough, but I just want this element of the design. You see this lovely gown with the flourishes. Is there some butterflies in there? Lots of different styles and swirls and flourishes. So what we're going to do is, let's just bring in some inks. Now I'm going to go navy. Whoop. Navy and gold. It's always a winner, isn't it? So I have this blueprint sketch here. So if you are crafting along, you just need an 8x8 card and a piece of white cardstock, which is smaller. Don't forget though, guys, at home, if you are watching and you're thinking, I can't keep up, obviously I'm on a schedule, should we say, you can always pause me, you can rewind me, it never goes away, it's on YouTube. So if you think it's running away with you, enjoy the show and go back and watch it, okay? Don't stress yourself out, that's not what it's about. So I'm going to use this one. I'm not looking at the screen because everybody's talking about the box, and that box is just, it's going to go, it's a nightmare. So I'm just going to ink the base of this lady's gown with this blueprint sketch. And try and stay away from the solid part of that gentleman because I don't want him on my card. I would just like the flourish detail. So I'm just going to grab some tissue and I'll just clean the ink off the gentleman. And then what we're going to do is I'm just going to pop some detail around the side of here. Now if it doesn't stamp perfectly, I'm not overly concerned about it because it is the background. So it's just a little bit of detail which is going to enhance the back of our card. So just push this on. And you get this beautiful flourish design on there. Can we see that there? Really, really pretty. So I'm not going to do it all the way around because it is quite a detailed gown. But I am just going to add it in sort of sporadic areas around the card. So let's try and catch it over this corner. Let's just take that ink off that man because I'll end up with a blob. Your products will not come in a box. So just a little bit more detail. And this is just a great way to get rid of that sort of plain looking background. So there we go, so you can see that lovely detail all the way around there. Now remembering that's the base of the lady's skirt, that isn't actually the stencil. So I've just cleaned that stamp off there. Kathleen, you're going to detention for being late. I'm only joking. You don't have to apologise. Bless you. So let's move this to one side for now then, and let's bring in our nice card part here. So let's just put this aside for now. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to get some colour onto this piece of cardstock here, and I'm just going to grab a piece of cardstock just to put underneath because I don't want the muck on my mat. Because although that's what the glass mat is for, you can't see the ink and it just ends up everywhere. Everybody's apologising for late. You don't have to apologise. It's very nice of you, but you don't have to. Thank you for joining us. So I'm going to go same colour. I'm just going to make sure my brush is quite clean. So just brush off the excess ink, which has clearly had orange on there, or coral. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick up some of the same colour that we've used to go around the edge of that card. I'm just going to pop sort of a hue around this piece of white cardstock here. Now I always go round very lightly first, get that hue around, and then I go and add a little bit more as I go, make it a little bit darker. And this just gets rid of that sort of harsh white outline. So is everybody okay? So far so good. So I have that sort of blue hue. Can we see that there? What I'm going to do though is now I'm just going to add that more intense ink. I'm not just going to go as far in. I'm just going to add it a little bit darker so we've sort of like got that gradation in colour. A nice, lovely, nice, smooth blend. I've been waiting all day to get in here and play, you know. I'm working and watching, Charlotte. Oh dear, don't get caught. Don't you get me in trouble. Oh, it seems everybody's okay. Everybody's waiting for tomorrow. Are you super excited? I'm sorry about, you know, getting the confusion on my shows. I really didn't know that it was just for the USA. But anyway, it's still getting launched on Tuesday. I'm all packed and ready to go for the show, so that's cool. So you'll see there now I've got this, I'll just turn this over and you'll see when you pop it on, look, you've got an incredible, I know it's a piece of card, I know it's a little bit of ink, but just swooshing it round a little bit just gives your card a little bit more dimension than the traditional, you know, harsh white card. So what I'm going to do now is, I'm just going to grab my stamp again. And because my card is a little bit smaller, I'm going to get my Eureka. She says, there we go. We'll just pop this into our Eureka here. Just move this piece of card because it's going to slide all over, and you've seen the trailer. So I'm just going to pop this into here, look, and then what we'll do is we'll add some more detail around here too, okay? So let's just move this up a little bit. Now I'm just going this corner and this corner this time, okay? Move it over so you can see what I'm doing. So the USA show went really, really well. That's the first time I've done a USA show, and I think the audience in the USA don't get enough of the channel, to be fair. So it was a nice treat to be able to stand and talk to people who traditionally don't get a chance to watch or buy, which is nice. And the invisible ink papers and the paint sold out, so I know people are going to be getting some lovely goodies. I think people are buying them for Christmas presents, I think, which is nice. So I've got that lovely design over this corner, and then I'm just going to pull our design into this corner, hold it in place. I'm just going to pop this one down here. We are going to use the full stamp in a second, but it just shows you how cool it is to be able to use the detail on the base of this stamp. See how nice that is? Really, really lovely. So let's just set that aside and let's grab our stencil. So we're going to put some detail on this one with the stencil. So you can see here the stencil is like this, and you can see it's open on this end. Now we've done that so that you can connect it to the dress if you want to, so you can connect the flourishes on the end of the gown. And that's what we will do. First of all though, I just want some of this lovely detail to come down here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to swap out the colour for a grey. Oops. And we're going to get some different detail on there. Now if you've got your texture pastes and your sparkle pastes and things, that would look incredible through this as well. So I'm just going to grab a little sponge dauber here. So because my stencil is quite small and my large one won't go through it, just got one of the little sponge daubers. Just going to get some of those lovely flowers on there. Little butterfly. And I've crossed the design over the stamped base of that gown too. Can we see that now? So let's just pop this little space here. So fill that little space there. So let's just twist our design around here. Let's see how this looks. So So there you can see we've got beautiful detail going on. Actually looks darker on there, but it's actually quite a light design. So let's just set this aside here. Let's just blast this off very quickly with my gun so I don't get any mucky paw prints. It's Blueprint Sketches, the blue that I used, that one, and the black is the, the grey is the Hickory Smoke. So you can see there from the web the products that are still left. A lot of variation on there. I know a lot of you have already purchased them and can sit back, but I'm not sure if we have new viewers either. So if you are new to the channel and you do want to get involved, you can get involved. We had an incredible time last time and it's a great distraction. So they are under Craft Academy on the website. So if you want to have a nosy, it's under Craft Academy. And our last launch as well is on there too, and if you go into the product you can see the download, you can see the videos which are linked to the YouTube channel, so you'll be able to get lots of inspiration. So let's pop this into our Eureka and let's get this lovely stamp design stamped. So what I'm going for, I'm going top corner here because I'm going to use the stencil to accentuate a gown, to make it a lot fuller than it actually is, and then we're going to add some beautiful sparkle. So I'm going to go black on this one. This is what's going to pull it all together. Now this would look incredibly beautiful in like gold embossing and things like that. I have my gold embossing here, but I am sticking with the black so you can just see how gorgeous this is. The black silhouette is incredible on this design. So let's just let's get some colour down first. Just make it a little bit blacker. You can see now how gorgeous that is. So we are coming back to our sentiment on this one, but we just need to get some more colour in this gown. So I'm just going to grab the stencil wherever I've popped it. What have I done with the stencil now? Oh, here it is. So you can see now how the flourish on this stencil sort of is a continuing pattern of a gown there. Can we see that there? So what we're going to do is we're going to incorporate this in. So just decide whereabouts you want this flourish to come down. Can we see that there? So first of all, I just need to clean it first because we're going to end up with some grey on our design. There we go. So I'm just going to grab my colour here. So let's just show you what's going on. So I have an anti-static bag. I'm just going to anti-static, and I'm really going to get that anti-static on there because I really want my embossing to be as neat as possible. And then I'm just going to grab my stencil. I'm sort of going to work this design into her gown. So which bit do I really like? I think we will go... This is a great thing about it, isn't it? Just enjoying it. So a sticky ink pad. And I'm just going to pop my ink pad through this stencil, but before I do, because I want it to be as neat as possible, I mean, you guys can take more time at home, and I do try and take time on air, as you all know, but just take the time when you are creating at home to keep your artwork as neat as possible. So I'm just going to pop that tissue across the top there, just so I don't make an absolute hash of it, should we say. I'm just going to pop this over here too. There we go. Can we see that there? So this gown is going to come flowing down. So I've got my sticky ink pad, and then I'm just going to pop my sticky ink pad. Helps if you hold it a little bit stronger, Tony. So just pop it back in. Make sure you get your angle right. There we go. Make sure I've got hold of it this time. I'm just going to poke that through, and be careful with the stencil because it is detailed. You might want to tape it down actually at home. There we go. So I'm just going to pop that ink through that stencil. You can see it's a sticky ink pad and it is going to stick, but I'm just making sure I get all of that juicy embossing powder through that stencil. Get that in right in those corners. And then at least I know that that sticky ink is not going to be anywhere else other than underneath this stencil, hopefully. Oh, there we go. So let's pop some gorgeous embossing powder on there. Let's just get a carrier sheet to catch it. So make sure, you can see the watermark design running through there. And let's grab our silver embossing. Oh, shall we go gold? Gold. Let's go gold. No, let's go silver. I always use gold, so I'm using silver. Can you see that design there? See it? Hopefully you'll be able to see it. Let's just move this out of the way. I'm just going to grab a brush because my stencil moved. Some of the embossing powder stuck where I don't want it to go. So I'm just going to take my brush. I'm just going to remove some of that embossing powder where I don't want it. Just tidy it up a little bit. But you know what, it's not the end of the world if it's in places where you're not quite sure where you want it. But I am going to do my best to tidy it up a little bit. I think that's okay. I think that'll be quite pretty. Just tidy it up a little bit here. Yep, I think that's all right. So let's see how this looks then. And the good thing, I guess, is you can make a gown and the sweeping of her dress as, you know, extravagant as you like, really. So let's get our gun hot. I'll have a drink of my tea because it's going cold. Yep, Avril, I would suggest you wait till the live hour just to see what the prices come down to, because sometimes Create & Craft put that cheeky discount on, which I'm unaware of too, so yeah, I would wait till the live hour. So my gun is hot. And as soon as my gun's hot, can we see the heat embossing's getting... So you can see now she's got that lovely embossing in her gown there. Now, I would actually go over it again and do it twice. Do I have the courage to do it? Shall we try and go over it again? Do we think it'd be better if we went over again and created a double skirt? What are we thinking? Silver and blue, great combo. Yeah, my matte and layers gold though. What are we like? Hey, you see I have these wonderful ideas, but you just never know how they're going to go. That's the thing. Shall we do it again? Let's just have a look here, look. Do we think we'd get away with doing a gown? Again, do we think we'd get away with it? No, I'm going to leave it. Oh, I'm being told go for it. Okay, I'll go for it. I'll go for it. I'll do as I'm told. So again, I'm just going to make sure I don't get that embossing powder anywhere where I don't want it to go. And this time I promise I will hold it. Hold it properly. There we go. You tape yours down though. So let's see if we can get the base, get some more detail on the base of this gown. Get those flourishes on there too. Get that little butterfly on. Oh, I think this is going to look quite cool. Can we see how I've got the watermark down here too? Can we see how dark it is now? Proper full gown now. So let's see what it looks like when it's heat set. I am just going to take my brush and get rid of some pieces that have gone where I've not wanted them to go, because I'm going to try and keep it as tidy as possible, because albeit it's not really what I had in mind, I've got to say, it's I still think it's going to look quite pretty. So I'm just brushing that excess off there. Oh, I've just brushed it off there by mistake. That was part of the detail. So I'm just going to get rid of any excess that's going to look a bit messy. Let's take that off too. A little bit up here. Just try and tidy it up a bit. Let's go with that. Hey, what's the worst that could happen? So let's just pop the lid on here. So let's just heat set this one. So you're probably thinking, like I'm thinking now, you see we've got like a cluster here which is not really connected. I'm going to connect them and I'll show you how I do that. I'm just having a drink of my tea. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take some of the blue, just going to grab my brush, I'm going to take some water, and we're just going to paint the lady's gown in so she matches. So I know we like a white gown, but today the lady's going blue. Now you can make her as dark or as light as you want, really. So I'm just going down as far as those flourishes, really, where the actual stamp image ends. Then what we need to do is we just need to pick some of this lovely blue up. We need to just add some splashes on there. These will dry back to pretty much nothing. So I'm happy to go for it. So let's dry this off. And then, where's my gun? Here we go. So from one of our, because we haven't actually got any physical sentiments in this collection, which we have in the earlier ones, so if you have your earlier ones, just clean my stamp off there because that will. I'll just show you on the front here first of all. So you can see the lovely gown on there. You see the sparkling gown there. So let's get it connected so it all looks like it's part of one piece instead of like a little bit sporadic here. So this is the set that I'm using. I'm using the lamination, the Beautiful and Especially For You, okay? This one, especially for you. And I'm just going to stamp this one out. I'm just going to grab some white cardstock, excuse me. There we go. Here we go. So let's grab our Eureka. So if you, and this is what I always say about, you know, sentiments through designs and things like that, don't be scared to do it. Like now, because I have sort of a cluster of embossing powder, which is not, it's a bit harsh on the eye, I'm going to put my sentiment over her gown. So it hides that sort of connection. And it's a great way to maybe start putting your sentiments through your artwork as well. So, and I am going to go black on this one. This is going to be quite fun because it's silver embossing, but it's going to be mounted onto gold mirror board. So I'm wondering how, I think we could connect, we'll connect them by some goldy coloured gems on a gown, shall we? How much fun is this? So I'm just stamping the Especially For You. There we go. So I'm just going to trim it off very, very quickly in my guillotine. And then what we will do is we'll tie it all together with that lovely shade of blue that's going around our artwork. So you can see there, okay? So this is the great thing about Craft Academy, we don't do any prep. We absolutely just go for it and enjoy it, and that's what it's all about. I get so much fun out of not knowing where a card is taking me, as you do at home. And I do like your opinion, like, shall we go set double embossing? Oh my gosh, if it looks a mess. But again, it's like I will say, it is a piece of card, isn't it? It can go in the bin. So let's just pick up a little bit of this blue, and we're just going to tie it in to the rest of our design. Not too much, like just getting rid of that harsh white line. There we go, can you see, just got a blue hue. It's not intense, it's not heavy on the eye. And then I just have this piece of excess mirror board here. So let's just grab my tape pen. So I'll just trim this one off. And do you know what? We could actually mount it onto some black too, because I think that will help pop, you know, because the Lady and Gentleman is stamped in black. I think that will enhance our Lady and Gent. so I'll just get a piece of black too. I'll just show you exactly what I'm doing. So I'm just going to pop this onto some black too. I'm just going to trim that. Oh, I can't now because I've just popped tape on the back. Just one second. I'll just go for it. The border could have been a little bit smaller. But you know what, thinking about it, we've got quite a big area to cover on that gown, haven't we, where we've got that sort of connection with our stencil and our stamp. So hopefully it'll be okay. There we go. So you can see we've got our lovely matten layers. Time for a slurp of the tea. Has everybody got a cup of tea? Everybody's okay. That's good. Good, good. So let's start constructing this card a little bit and see where it's going to take us. So I have a piece of black and a piece of gold. Whether it's going to work or not, we don't know, but you know, we give it a go. So I'm just going to pop this gold mirror straight onto this black. My tape penny's about to run out, I think. Like so, and then our piece of artwork, which is nicely dry. Does it look okay with the silver and gold, do we think? Do we think the silver and gold looks okay? Let's grab some pads. Oh, Avril saying beautiful card. Thank you, Avril, that's very kind. It's not, like I say, these, when we do Craft Academy, it's not specifically stamps that I would normally use myself, so I am pushing myself. And I know you will all be posting your makes on the Eureka fan page, which I would be inspired by, absolutely. So it's that turning circle, which I absolutely love. And that's why I love craft. We're all in it for the same reasons. I just need 2 more pads. And then we'll mount this one onto our background, you know, the one where we did the gown at the base. So this is sort of like, can we see that there? So sorry about the head, 1 second. Like so. And then we have our especially for you, which we will pad. There we go. And what I'm going to do is see this cluster here is driving me insane. It's not really finished, so I'm going to hide it. I'm going to pop this to the side. Can we see that there? So now we've got that lovely flourish detail. We've hidden that cluster. You see that there? So what I need to do now is we need to add some sparkle. Now, you know I love my sequins, but today we're going gems. Now, do we know what gems? Let's have a look. Shall we try and tie in our gold? So we have these ones. What do we think to these ones? Do we think these are going to tie in? No, a bit too orange. I love bringing a card together. I absolutely love. So I've got some silver ones here. Shall we go silver? Shall we pop some black ones? Shall we go black? Let's go black. Let's do it. Let's be rogue. Let's go black. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop them on the curls of that stencil and of that stamp. So just the small ones I'm using. And what I'll do is I've got some like clear ones as well, just to, because we can. I'm going to pop some clear ones on some of the centres of those flowers from the stencil. Hey, you know, I didn't know where this card was going. I was getting a little bit worried about it when we were doing the heat embossing, but now I've hidden that cluster there. I really like it now, and I'm just going to pop some silver ones into these flowers, you know, from the stencil part. There's 3 together there, which is nice, because 3 is always good. 3 there. Well, let's pop. I'm going for clear because I don't want my card to be heavy. So these are even smaller. They're getting smaller. 1, 2, and 3. I think we'll leave that as is. So I'll just quickly show you that one, and then we'll move on to our second one. Honestly, I could stand here all day and play. I could. Absolutely love. I love being here. I really do. I love being here for you guys, and I get it all back in return tenfold with you. So you can have all my time. I promise you, you can all have all of my time. So you can see there how gorgeous is that. That'd make a nice wedding card or an anniversary card. It's come together quite well, that one. I'm really pleased with that one. You could have heat embossed the lady and gent in silver or gold as well to tie it in even more. So don't be scared to try out the variations of medium you have in your stash, because they'll all look equally as beautiful, I promise you. So shall we move on to our second demonstration, which is a bit of a quicker one, but it's a DL card, a slimline card. So let's just get a tidy station. So this time we're going to be a little bit inky, and it's a super quick one is this one, but I'm going to use the second stencil. Make sure you clean your stencils off though, because we will be revisiting. Keep them nice and tidy. So our next one then, so there's a couple of ways we can get this design onto our cardstock. We can ink up the stencil. Don't really think it matters which way we do it. Ink up the stencil, spray it with water and put our cardstock on top, so you get like positive, negative, or you can pop it on as you would a traditional stencil, like so, and pop the ink through. Okay, what I am going to do is I'm going to pop the ink through. So I've got my sponge daubers here, and I'm going to do an ombre because I have all of the colours. So I'm going to go, let's have a look, so exciting. So let's go like abandoned coral, carved pumpkin. Let's go down. Let's go into, let's have a look. Have we got a yellow tone? Yep. And we've got a lovely yellow tone. We'll just do 3. Shall we do that? So this is going to be quite a funky card, should we say. I'll leave that open. So I'm just going to hold it, but again, you at home, you should really tape if you can. So abandoned coral. So I'm just going to hold it in place, and because I have a pretty border around that card, I'm going to put the border around the edge as well. So what we'll end up with is a lovely recess. So let's get that colour on there. Just push that colour through. So you can make it as dark or as bright, as dark or as light, my apologies, as you like. But I'm going to go totally different to our last card, because it's good to see 2 ways. There we go. So let's swap this one out for our next colour. I'm hoping this colour's going to stand out. And again, I'm going to go up the side. Yeah, it's different. I'm going to go down the sides, And then we get that pretty border on our piece of work. Roseanne saying, I would have never thought of golden. Me neither. It does actually work, doesn't it? I'm quite pleased with that one. Just goes to show, doesn't it? You just never know. You just never know. I have to say, I do like the ABC stencil. Like so. And then lastly, we will do the yellowy sort of mustard tone. Down the edges. Across the base. And then hopefully you have this. How cool is that? Pretty cool. So let's just clean off my top here. And again, I'm going to mount this onto some gold because we're working with gold today. I actually love these panels, quite different, aren't they? So I'll just grab my Eureka here, take that stamp off there, and I'm going to use the solid Beautiful from the same stamp set you saw earlier. And I'm going to go Beautiful across the base here, and then we have Wishes. But you can use any stamp sets you have, guys. You don't have to have the ones I'm using. You will have stamp sets coming out of your bottoms, I'm sure, with lots and lots of sentiments. And then we have the lady. So we're just going to capture the sort of like the design in the centre of this stencil here. And then we'll just ink this one up. So I only need some of the design of this lady's skirt, don't I? So I'm just going to take the ink off half of her skirt. I'm not sure how much I need, but I'm just going to take it off because I don't want it to go on my gold card. Can always add more. Give it a good push down. Now you could do this again in your navies and your teals and your greys. Let's make it darker. You can, the beauty of having the Eureka is that we can do it several times, but you might have a stamping platform at home, so you can just go for it, can't you? I think that's just going to do that bride and groom, try and get his suit really black, you know, like the tuxedo black. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. And then let's just add this one to our card blank. And then just some pretty gems, and I'm going to go with the orange tone ones like we were going to before. And this dress lends itself beautifully to the, I have got some actual samples I did want to show you, but I am quickly running out of time. Typical, hey? I'm having so much fun as well. So I'm just going to layer these on. Oops. I'm trying to stick with the smallish ones too, so don't overwhelm our image. I think we'll just leave that as is. There we go. So there we have another pretty card. Hopefully you like this one too. See the sparkle on the gown too? And then we have the one which is completely different. There we have two cards. Thank you for your patience with the first card. I didn't really know where it was going, but you know, you have a vision. And I'll just quickly show you some of the samples that the design team have made using these lovely, lovely stamps. So incorporate them in with your other products and the stencils. Absolutely gorgeous. There we go. I hope you like them. Let me know if you do give it a try. Post your pictures over on our Eureka fan page. It would be lovely to see. If not, and you've got something else in your stash that's going to work with the techniques, then please do it. Okay, it's lovely to be here. As always, Craft Academy is my favourite. And I'm back with you. I'm obviously on Create and Craft tomorrow for the 4-day deal, but I'm back in here on Wednesday with Craft Academy again, and I will post out the 2 things that we'll be using on Wednesday. Then when we come to the latter end of Craft Academy, we will put it all together and just have way more fun. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed that, and I will catch you all tomorrow over on Create and Craft. Have a lovely afternoon stroke evening, everyone. Bye.